Sarah Bakker, and you are backstage at Chess the Musical at the London Coliseum on the West End. Welcome. On today's episode of Backstage with Bakker, you will be going behind the scenes of one of the most beautiful theatres in the West End. We will be interviewing the gorgeous dancer Robbie McMillan and also hear about some exciting drama that happened on the first preview night of shows. But first up, we have Robin Bailey with the story of chess in less than a minute.
So there's a guy called Anatoly. He's really good at chess. He's learnt from his dad. He goes to play in the World Championships, leaves his family back in Russia, which he hates living in because he thinks that the laws are a bit messed up and
is thinking of defecting. So
he goes to Russia, plays a guy called Freddie Trumper, who's the American, and he's really awesome, but he beats Freddie Trumper, so he's the world champion. Then he
falls in love with a girl called Florence,
who's working for Freddie, but she's actually Hungarian, she hates Russians because they invaded Hungary in 1956.
10.
No! Nowhere near! And then he
wins against Freddie. Freddie then quits chess, presents the next year of chess. He plays against another Russian because he's defected, and they want him to come back to Russia, but he doesn't. And so But then he decides to come back to Russia to save Florence's father, who he's just fallen in love with, even though he's got a wife and kid back at home. He moves back to Russia with them so that Florence's father can be let out of the gulag and reunited with his girl that he's fallen in love with and had an affair with, and she's been his wife with.
And that is it in, I think, about a minute.
In a rubbish.
Thanks, Robin. This is the other Aussie, one of the three in this cast, and Robbie's from the Sunshine Coast. What initially brought you to London, Robbie?
I think I've always wanted to tick off the West End on my bucket list, really. I've always wanted to be in a West End show since I was a little kid. And I thought, you know what, why not have a go? So I moved over last March. Yeah, love it, love London.
So what was your first ever show that made you want to become a performer in Australia?
I remember that very specifically. I was 9 and I was in Sydney, and my dad took me to see Singing in the Rain with Todd McKenney and Rachel Beck, and I just fell in love with it. I just said, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I said, whatever they're doing, sign me up.
And these are your costumes, guys.
They are. So this is what we're in Bangkok, actually. You'll see this guy coming on later.
Yeah.
We're going to start Act 2 in. And then we've got our lovely Murano costumes here. They open Act 1.
You got to show them this.
Full traditional suede Lederhausen. And guess what? Have an entire costume on over the top of this, and I have to get changed in 20 seconds.
No way!
Yeah, showbiz, living the dream.
Just like we're at home then, you're just sweating like you normally would
it's like
on the streets of Brisbane.
Yeah. See AussieTheatre.com.
Okay, so girls, tell me what just happened.
Okay, well, we're at the interval of our first preview at Chess. And what happened?
So, one of our leads, his wife, has been in labour for like the last, I don't know,
20
days
or something.
Yeah.
She's a week overdue, and she's just popped, apparently. Now he's going off to find her and the baby.
Find someone! Honey! Where are you? Honey! She could be anywhere.
And then now the understudy is going on, and he's
Helen
like,
Chubb-Jones. Baby knows what he's doing. He's gonna be great.
Well, there you have it. Never a dull day in musical theatre. Tim and his wife had a beautiful baby boy that night, and Kellen Chubb-Jones did an amazing job going on for Freddie. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and hope to see you next time for Chess Part 2, where I interview the legendary Michael Ball and the superstar that is Cassidy Jansen. See you guys soon. Bye.